हेलो एवरीवन, हाय, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। कैसे हैं आप लोग? आई वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू टू क्राइम तक फैमिली एंड आई होप एवरीवन पार्ट ऑफ दिस फैमिली इज डूइंग वेल एंड फाइन. Today I was out on shoot and I got delayed due to some meetings, and that is why I'm recording this video in a car. I am sorry for the bad light and bad audio, but I thought that you should not miss episode number 4 on Sushant Singh Rajput. In first episode, we spoke about Sushant Singh's family, his birthplace, his childhood, school life, college life, his life when he was working for television serials and when he became a Bollywood star. In second episode, we spoke about Sushant Singh Rajput's love life, his personal life, his friends, and also we spoke about Riya Chakravarti. In third episode, we spoke about what happened on June 8 with Sushant Singh Rajput, due to which Sushant Singh Rajput changed completely. And now there were two incidents. The first incident on June 8 was Riya Chakravarti leaving Sushant Singh Rajput's apartment and then later, next day, blocking him on cell phone. I have told you in that episode what exactly happened. And now the second incident I am going to talk about, again it is of June 8. So without wasting any time, on June 2nd, on June 8, 2020, the second incident was death of Disha Salian, manager of Sushant Singh Rajput. Now before I tell you what the incident was, how it happened, let me give you a brief background about Sushant Singh Rajput's relationship with Disha Salian, because so much has been talked about this. And it is better for us to have a good understanding, a clear understanding that what was between Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salian. So Sushant Singh Rajput was being managed by a company. Earlier, Sushant Singh Rajput manager was someone else, but that manager was on leave, and that is when Disha Salian was taking care of Sushant Singh Rajput's work as a manager. Now, there was some interaction between Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salian, and it was in a capacity where Sushant Singh Rajput was an actor and Disha Salian was his manager. Nothing more, nothing else. This was the exact relationship between Disha Salian and Sushant Singh Rajput. They met few times. There was some brief interaction regarding some commercials, regarding some projects in future, but there was nothing more between both of them. But as we all know, Sushant Singh Rajput was a great human being. He was someone who was always thinking about the other person. And the same happened with Disha Salian also. In case of Disha Salian also, he was, he was aware of the fact that who Disha Salian is. And on June 8, coming to the main incident, on June 8, there was a party at Disha Salian's residence. Now this residence, Disha Salian had moved just few days back. And this apartment she had bought along with her fiance. I know the name of fiance because he is under investigation. I am not going to disclose the name. It is not going to have any impact on this story. Let me tell you very honestly. Apart from the fiance, there were 4-5 other people in that party. And when the party started, Disha Salian and the other members in the family, they were dancing, they were consuming alcohol, and it was like any other house party. And they had earlier also done that house parties at their apartment. But during this party, what happened is that one of the persons said that, why are you becoming a party pooper? You should also enjoy. And because Disha Salian was on phone for some time, this comment was passed on to Disha Salian, to which Disha Salian said that, do not say like this. I don't agree to you. I don't deserve it. Don't say anything like this. And Disha Salian then went inside a room. Now this is based on a statement. Again I am saying this is based on a statement who were present inside that apartment. Now we don't know exactly, and we will never come to know, because Disha Salian was aware of the actual truth, and she is no more to describe the truth, that what exactly happened. But uh, so much connection was drawn between Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salian. I thought it is important for us to understand that what happened on that day. So this conversation took place between Disha Salian and one other person, and later on Disha Salian went inside a room, and she started crying. Later on, what exactly happened, no one knows, but the next moment she was found uh, at the floor of that building. Basically, she jumped from the high rise building, and then she ended her life. That is according to the statement. Now, apart from that, there were two other important incidents or events, you can say, took place with which took place with Disha Salian on that particular day. Now, these two events or incidents, you can say, were about Disha Salian's conversation with two of her friends. Now, one of the friend based out of India, in that conversation, she was talking about that how this lockdown has impacted our life. There is no social life. We should meet soon, and we should go out somewhere. Again, she called up a friend who is based out of UK, and in that conversation, Disha Salian told her friend that she is planning to go out soon, and it will be a trip outside Mumbai with the friends. Because she is bored in Mumbai, she wants to go out immediately. Now, the question is, why will a person end her life just moments after having this conversation with these two people? Also, she bought an apartment thinking that there is a future, there is a good future with the fiance. Then why will she end her life just 4 days after moving to that apartment? Apart from that, if she was actually thinking of ending her life, then why she had this conversation with the friend in UK and in India that she is planning to go out, or she is planning to have a social gathering soon because she is bored of lockdown. I have not seen anything like this, and I'm sure you must have not seen, you might have not seen anything like this, or you might have not heard anything like this, but this is exactly what happened on June 8th. Once she jumped, moments after, moments later, those who were in the apartment, they were knocking the door, but Disha Salian was not opening the door, and they broke the door. And when they went inside, there was no one. When they saw outside the balcony, then they saw body of Disha Salian lying in a pool of blood on the floor of that building. And by the time they reached, the watchman had already called the police, and then police took her for post-mortem, and then we all know what exactly happened. But so many theories were built. Name of Suraj Pancholi was also dragged into this, into this controversy, and there were allegations that Disha Salian was gang raped, Disha Salian was raped by someone, some actor, some politician's name was brought. But when I spoke to the officers of Mumbai Police Central Bureau of Investigation, they told me that they have not found anything like this in their investigation. They also spoke to people who were in the building, to the people who were inside the apartment, but they never got any concrete information about these rumors, you can say. And at that point of time, many channels played this story that this is what exactly happened with Disha Salian, but that is untrue. As far as I, as a journalist, my findings are as a journalist. I may be wrong, but I spoke to many sources in Central Bureau of Investigation. This is what their findings were. Now, when this information reached, because there were so many reports on June 9, so many reports that Sushant's manager has ended her life. And when Sushant got messages, links of those particular stories, Then he was very upset that why my name is being linked to death of Disha Salian, and he called Siddharth Pithani and he told that these reports are online. They are linking my name, but I have nothing to do with this. I was inside the apartment and I am very upset. My heart goes for the family. Again, I am saying why I think Sushant Singh Rajput was a very good person, because again, he was not thinking about himself. He was thinking about the family of Disha Salian, because he knew what the family was going through. And Sushant Singh Rajput was very upset. And back to back, two incidents took place in one day. And this is why I say that June 8, 2020 changed Sushant Singh Rajput's life completely. On June 9, he called Pithani. They sat together. They spoke about Disha Salian, and he said he is very sorry for the loss. His heart goes out to the family, and he was upset only because his name was being linked to the death of Disha Salian. Later on, they had a deep conversation about Disha Salian, how her work was, everything. And Sushant Singh Rajput just said one thing to Siddharth Pithani, that my name should not be linked to death of Disha Salian, because my relationship with Disha was completely and purely professional, nothing else. Now, many Bollywood celebrities' names were dragged, including Suraj Pancholi. Suraj Pancholi also came out with a statement saying that all these rumors are false. But we know what happened at that point of time. Last year when I was in Mumbai, I covered that story, and every day there was a pressure, because some or other channels in Mumbai, they were running this story that Suraj Pancholi, Disha Salian was raped. Many people have seen this. There are witnesses in the case, but when I tried to investigate, then there was no person who could give a concrete information that what exactly happened. There might have been something else, and the 4 other people who were present inside that apartment along with Disha Salian, they are aware of the truth. But as far as the statement they have given to the Central Bureau of Investigation, Mumbai Police, nothing so far has appeared in connection with Disha Salian's case, death, or Sushant Singh Rajput death, that there was any connection apart from the fact that Sushant Singh Rajput was upset with death of Disha Salian. This is what exactly happened on June 8 with Sushant Singh Rajput, and I thought that you should be aware of it. Now, in next 2 days, in episode 5 and 6, we will have conversation about what exactly happened on June 14. Whether Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide or it is a case of murder. Was there any role of Siddharth Pithani or other house members in killing Sushant Singh Rajput, or Riya Chakravarti was responsible for death of Sushant Singh Rajput? All these things we'll talk about in next 2 days. We will have a detailed conversation about this. I'll also try to line up some interviews with the personalities. And for now, I want to thank you for watching these videos. Remember, we are doing 6 videos on Sushant Singh Rajput, and all these 6 videos are dedicated to him. Thank you so much for watching this.